Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Kutemwa Masafwa coming to you from Xavier University of Louisiana in New Orleans. I am originally from Zambia. I just realized I don't say that enough. So yes, I am Zambian. So today, as you have seen from the title of this video, we'll be looking at the major don't of the college application process to the US. This was a requested video and I am taking requests. So please leave your comment below if there's something that you'd want me to cover. And if you have seen my video on my journey to the US, you will know that I applied more than once. And these are mistakes that I made in the beginning. So we shall go through this together. Yes. Okay, so this problem is a mentality problem and it comes from not understanding how unique the college application process to the US is compared to the process in other countries. So it is very important that you don't do this because I did it the first times I applied and it did not go so well. So first of all, we need to understand how different the US college application process is, right? So personally, coming from Zambia, when you're applying to college, you only submit your results and that's all that they look at. You submit of course your name and stuff just so that they can get back to you, but they only look at results. Like that's the end, just your results. And there would be a very strict cutoff, they'll tell you for you to get into this program, you need to get this amount of points and things like that. So it's very, very grade oriented, if that's a word. But when it comes to the US college application process, it is well rounded. They look at everything, and so the don't is do not focus on your grades. Of course, grades are good. They add some spice to your application, but it's not all that you need to do. I think the most asked question that I get whenever I say I'm in the US is, oh, what SAT score did you get? Oh, what results did you get in grade 12? So everyone is so focused on the results that they got. And trust me, the first time I applied, actually, I had the same SAT score as someone else and we had the same results at grade 12. She got in, I didn't. And it's just about how my entire application was, as a whole. And that's how it is. Think of it as everything that you submit is like giving you points. And so they look at everything as they consider you for your application. So do not focus on your grades. It's important that you focus on your recommendations. It's important that you have great essays that stand out. They would pick someone with a personality that comes out over someone who got a perfect score on the SAT and has a bad application. And it shows just how much attention you pay to everything. It shows that you really want to go to the school. How much attention you put on your essays and everything else as opposed to your grades. So yes, grades are good. Yes, they give you an advantage, but do not focus on your grades and don't let that affect the schools that you apply to as well. So you see how much it really affects everything. It affects how much effort you put into everything else. Because if you're like, oh yeah, I had good grades, you won't really pay attention to your essays because you're like, oh yeah, my grades are good. And then in terms of applying to schools, you would think, oh no, I shouldn't apply to maybe the Ivies because people who go there have high SAT scores, and that happens a lot, and people search oh yeah, median SAT score of people who've gone to this, and you would search for the median because there is no limit. They won't say, oh, if you have below 1420 you're not good. No, there's nothing like that. So for you to find that detail, you'd have to search for maybe most popular, you'd have to search for statistics or something. So that tells you that there's no limit, and you can get, I know people who didn't have so high, their scores weren't so high, but they still got into the Ivies. It's really about how much effort you put into your entire application, how much attention you pay to those details, and knowing the standards. Like I said, just like the application process as a whole, the standards of the different parts of application are very different compared to the standards elsewhere. And so I've tried as much as possible on this channel to talk about that. I have a video on recommendations and essays and just like the standard, because you need to know what the standard is for you to be able to reach that standard. So do not focus on your grades, focus on every part of your application and make sure that you submit the best application that you possibly can. And if you need to submit late, it's I don't mean after the deadline. I mean, if you want to apply for next year, for example, right now we are in September and the application is open. If you need time to perfect those things and submit in December, they don't the time that you apply will not affect, or as far as I know, the time that you apply will not affect whether you get in or not. So it's very important that you really put your best foot forward and you show yourself in your best light in every single part of your application. So as I said, I'm taking requests. If there's something that you would want me to cover, talk about, a question that you have, please let me know in the comments down below. And thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to share this video with someone you think might be in need of it, and don't forget to like it because that keeps this channel going. Thank you.